versus Muse, I believe. And Muse are sitting pretty here after a 5-0 victory. I'll just say that again. A 5-0 victory over Cakewatch.
Please don't say it again.
I'm not sadistic or anything. I'm shocked. Museosaurus have really pulled out their A game lately.
I mean, so, the Cakewatch, but loss. Oh, I quit. I'm gonna go to bed now.
Right, well, I'm getting a bizarre and entirely unsolicited message from Dementio right now. He's saying, outside of Tora's town, a furry convention will be happening soon. Now, parents made their children wear small furry costumes, and Tora is constantly squealing at the cuteness. This is hell, he adds. Right, well, thank you for that, Dementio. I hope that was meant for me to broadcast to the world.
Oh, well, now it is broadcasted. Over 7,000 viewers at the moment here on the Obvious Show's port into the Guns of Icarus 2. That's right, 7,000 people watching this channel. Tell your grandma, tell your grandfather about this channel. And we have like 7. Still.
What's going on here? What's this video game? Oh, those airships! I used to have an airship!
Back in my day, when we wanted to play a game, we had stickball.
Yes, well, those were good days, good times. Times when we used our imagination, our creativity, and our social abilities to play. However, now we simply have ourselves locked away in a virtual world. But anyway, it's talking of being locked away in a creativity-sucking virtual world. We're about to have a game get underway right now. Ticks going down for the Muse team. They are confident after their recent victory.
Never think I'd ever say this, but I hope Ryders win.
Yes, so they earned 4 points for their victory, did Museosaurus. And that, I believe, is going to put them in second place, I think.
Yes. Yeah, that should, if they've beaten... No, because Cakewatch was third to last, actually, after the recent escapades in week 3.
According to this... Best, yeah. Well, I mean, Cakewatch and Bard Revival Church at the beginning of this week were tied. So now, yeah, they are. Yeah, now they're third to last. Yes, Cakewatch is now third to last, and Museosaurus has shot up to second place. Wow.
Come on, Cakewatch, you guys can do it.
How about that? What a turnaround. And can you imagine if the Museosaurus beat the Ryders?
I might have to quit this game for good.
Yes, I might just... I think I might just faint. I think I might just question if I'm living in the real world or the Matrix.
Am I still dreaming? Someone pinch me.
Yeah, well... All right, well, if that's what you're into, I won't judge. Ah, yes, it's so bizarre. Even my cat has come into the room to announce his surprise while I try and awkwardly pet him with my foot to silence him while I continue casting. Yes, cat owners, you know what I mean, dudes.
Small hamster, so...
What?
Yep, there's a small hamster in my hand.
Okay, well, the less said about that, the better.
Indeed.
At least it's in your hand. Fight over Fjernfeld. It is a map in the video game Guns of Icarus Online.
It's my job to point out the obvious. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry. Obviously, I'm
overstepped your bounds here. Thank you.
I'm looking for your admiralty. In any event, first off, on the Aaron Burr, we have a top deck Hades. We have a far left carousel. We have a far right carousel. We have a bottom deck carousel. And on the KTN IKEA, we have a front carronade Artemis and a side rocket carousel flare.
All right, kicking off for the blue team on the Fancy Star, we have Dementio piloting a Mobula packing Mercon 3, lower deck Hades and Artemis, and far left Flare and far right Carronade. Ship number 4 is the Killing Feature piloted by Finks, a Squid with Gatling on front, Banshee on starboard, and Flare on stern. Now, I just want to go back really quick to the Aaron Burr. How dare they take that build from me? That is very close to the quintessential cake build of all Banshee Mobula, and I am not satisfied to see this build here in the hands of my now enemy.
Yes, as David Bowie once sung, he's a rocket man. Certainly is. Likes his rockets, and indeed we do all. Yes, please. My darling cat is just stepping on the power strip there. I tried to stop him electrocuting himself. Dear.
Hear a quick
He just
little meow and a sizzling sound in the background.
Well,
as Killing Feature and Aaron Burr now meet head-to-head on the southern side of the map. Hades and Banshee Fire going out against this Squid already. Distracting Fire as the Fancy Star lays in some Hades Fire of its own.
Oh, here comes the KTN IKEA up from... Oh, it's been spotted now. It's come up through the mist. It's charging on the Fancy Star. Aaron Burr laying down those rockets on the Fancy Star. But here comes the Killing Feature, trying to blindside the Aaron Burr. The Iron Burr is completely exposed. That hull armor is gone. Here comes the rockets. Oh, taking Aaron Burr's health to just over half. However, KTN IKEA is still continuing to charge in on the Fancy Star.
Fancy Star with Popped Balloon and KTN IKEA coming in for a small ram, though Balloon comes back up in time for the Mobula that they are not Goomba stomped into oblivion. However, armor is getting weakened on that Mobula as
Aaron Burr going down! Oh!
Aaron Burr taking heavy damage, though sitting comfortably at 1% of its final health. How did they survive that assault?
Aaron Burr, I think... Yes, he used shoot vent to drop out the last second, but I did only save him for a bit. Killing Feature finishing him off here. They were just focusing on the Fancy Star for way too long. They let the Killing Feature just have his way.
Killing Feature coming in now, getting that Gatling Fire and Banshees ripping into the side of the IKEA. Gonna try and get that armor break and get them off their teammate, the Fancy Star. Yes,
IKEA all dressed up with nowhere to go. He's between a Squid and a Mobula. No fun for him.
If you will.
Well, I wouldn't call either of them a hard place.
Well, it's looking like a hard place now as Fancy Star comes up with some heavy rams, just tapping out this Pyramidian's hull. Killing Feature definitely getting the break there on that armor, giving them a chance to make a 2-0 lead already for the Ryders. Go Ryders.
Museosaurus are going to have to come up with something a bit better than that if they want to beat the Ryders. I think they're going to have to consider that Squid is quite deadly and they cannot afford to ignore it.
Indeed, Killing Feature very fast and Squid kill style Squid right there. Banshee Gatling overlapping arcs definitely bring the pain in terms of its damage, but also very fast, very hard to kill, and easily getting itself into some very advantageous positions, giving it
now,
a chance to just deal damage. I
think the smarter thing would have been if perhaps the KTN IKEA had engaged the Squid, because with those, with that Carronade and that Artemis, they can really lock down that Squid's maneuverability and remove him from the equation. However, that just wasn't what happened. They just charged on the Fancy Star and they didn't have enough damage to finish the Fancy Star off.
They definitely had the chance there, sitting up on top of the high-rising mountain there, getting a balloon pop on the Fancy Star, and almost a chance for a very hard ram, though the Fancy Star was able to get out just in time, giving them the chance to escape and get over the nice, clear water area, giving them plenty of time before any damage could be dealt by a balloon break.
KTN IKEA getting frustrated here, chasing the Killing Feature around the mountain, but now the Killing Feature has arcs on the Aaron Burr. This could go disastrously wrong for the Aaron Burr. Gatling going down. KTN IKEA caught from behind by the Fancy Star. Oh, it's just the Ryders just completely outmaneuvering the Museosaurus.
Definitely using that almost limited hard cover to their advantage. Killing Feature lapping around a rock, coming in, laying Gatling Fire on the Aaron Burr, finishing it off with a Banshee as the Fancy Star also finishes off the KTN IKEA. A 4-0 lead already for the Ryders.
The Ryders do not mess around. You put 1 foot wrong, you make one mistake. That's it. And the mistake they made there, they just the Pyramidion tried to chase the squid around. The squid was way too fast, and they finished off the Mobula, and they exposed their back to the Fancy Star. It was just completely outmaneuvered them.
Indeed, that was some very heavy damage they're dealt too. When you outmaneuver those teammates, you're able to get in places that those their weapon arcs cannot reach you. Squid coming up right behind the Mobula, where its slow turning speed and no aft facing weapons make it difficult. Fancy Star hitting that Pyramidion from its starboard stern. Again, an area where no weapon arcs overlap. The red team is just sitting there getting battered with no chance to return fire.
Certainly not. And now, I mean, Muse have some time to kind of reset this engagement, figure out what they're going to do here. I mean, they've got to be demoralized at this point. They've got to be a bit shell-shocked. I mean, I would be. Bloody hell.
I mean, coming off high after an easy 5-0 win against Cakewatch, they definitely did not... Yeah, I know, I'll say it. But they came in now a 4-0 deficit so far to the Ryders. I mean, there goes that confidence shot right in the back.
Yeah. Well, as my co-caster giggles gleefully, these two ships may be playing Ring Around the Rosie a little bit. However, Fancy Star sort of peeking his head over this mountain, maybe. Yep, Arenberg and IKEA have been spotted. There goes the flare, as if they needed that, but that'll make sure they can't just hide in the clouds and drop the spots. Yeah, Aaron Burr and KTN IKEA, they've been caught and a position here. Whereas that squid can just position itself just at its will, really.
Indeed, Aaron Burr and IKEA turning now to fire on the Mobula. Squid now coming also in, getting around this mountain, going to try and get the flank on Aaron Burr and KTN IKEA as they both charge against the Fancy Star.
Aaron Burr, KTN IKEA firing off on the Fancy Star, but that means they've got to know they're not going to get the Fancy Star here. They've got to know killing features coming up from behind. Come on.
There has to be the question in your mind, where's the squid?
There we go. Aaron Burr turning to face the killing feature. Aaron Burr knows he can't ignore the killing feature.
KTN going a little bit overextension against the Fancy Star, giving the killing feature just the time it needs to sit there out of arcs of the Aaron Burr and just lay down the pain right now. Aaron Burr already losing 50% of its armor, 60%, 70. One more armor break when Aaron Burr is going down, sitting almost comfortably at 1% of its armor.
Aaron Burr just completely outmaneuvered here. Squid making short work of him. A beautiful flying. The squid just circle strafed, but basically, yeah, just circle strafed around him, just firing rockets and Gatling. I barely even got a shot on him.
Yeah, I mean, there was very little chance how fast that squid was able to make a kill on that Mobula, and completely outmaneuverable. It's quite impressive how well that squid flew.
Well, Ryders extend their lead a bit further, but still, the Museosaurus are now at second place after their big win over Cakewatch. Cakewatch is still doing